Fifth Hour Radio Show.
Robert.
Hey, Bobby, how's it going?
Very good, sir.
How's the weather in L.A.?
Actually, it's nice.
Yeah, we had our
so you got a little rain going on out there, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. We had our first big storm of the year. I survived. I think everyone else did. We didn't have any tornadoes or anything like that, so that's good. But our area does get some bad weather throughout the springtime.
Yeah. I was watching the news this morning. The whole East Coast is wet.
Yeah, it's wet. There ain't nobody mowing their yards right now, I can tell you that. Hey, first of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day just to join us on the show today.
That's not a problem, man. It's my pleasure.
Man, I'm going to talk to you just like a normal human being. I had a lot of a list of questions and stuff like that, but I'm such a big fan, so I'm going to talk to you as man to man, as Robert Fairless to Bobby Kimball. But I got to ask you first. I was looking around on YouTube and stuff like that as far as other interviews you've done, and I couldn't find anyone asking you, how you first got into music as a young man.
Okay, then I'll tell you.
All right.
My mom had perfect pitch. This is basically when I was about 4 years old. Okay, she had perfect pitch, and I happened to watch her play the piano quite often, and I learned a lot of chords from her. And anyhow, I started learning chords and everything, but I didn't really have the rhythm thing going on. And there was I lived in a little town in Louisiana, right on the Texas border. There's 3,000 people there, and there was only one little barber shop there. And when I would go up there, there was a guy shining shoes, and he would sing and hum to the New Orleans second line beat while he was shining these shoes. And so I got to watching him quite often. And I would go home and use his rhythm with the chords that I knew already. And all of a sudden, I was playing and singing music. By the time I was 12, I had my first band when I was 8.
Wow, that's kind of young. That's kind of young there.
Yes, it is. My oldest brother had a band, and my band was all of the younger brothers of his band. Anyhow, when I was 12 years old, I started playing nightclubs. My mom and dad were really cool people, and they were into music. And they wrote me a note and signed it, each one of them, and that way I could get into these clubs. And because the police and the club owners and everything, they had to have some kind of recognition that it was okay for me to get in.
Oh, naturally, yeah.
So I used that note for several years.
When did you have to stop using the note?
When I was 15.
Okay, everybody knew you by then, huh?
Yes.
Knew it was cool.
Yeah, well, everyone wanted to come out to the clubs and see the kid.
Is that what they called you? The kid?
Yep, the kid. Bobby the kid.
Well, how many instruments do you play total, Bobby?
I play piano and sing.
And that's the only two instruments you've stuck with for your lifetime?
Yeah, I figured I'd concentrate on that one and just leave it at that. And if I needed guitar or needed drums or whatever, I'd go to a specialist.
How about, you said you was 8 years old when you got your first band, but when did you first realize, or when did your parents first realize that you had the chops to be a lead singer?
Well, actually, I wasn't a lead singer until I was about 16.
Okay.
I was singing maybe 4 or 5 songs a night on the gigs that I would do, but then I was playing this club in my hometown, right on the Texas border. This is kind of interesting here. Well, on the Texas border, I was about 8 miles from Texas, and about 4 miles from Texas, they had built just about 4,000 or 5,000 seater clubs, and there were about 11 other clubs that had that would hold anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 people. And these clubs were absolutely packed. They were jam-packed every weekend night because of one reason. The drinking age in Louisiana was 18, and in Texas it was 21.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
It looked like, yes, it looked like fleas coming across the border on the weekend. But, you know, I was playing all of these 5,000-seater clubs. So anyhow, the lead singer from the band I was playing with, it was a band called the Blues Kings, and the lead singer had to quit the band because his wife didn't want him to leave the house anymore to go and play clubs. And she told him, she said, if you go to that club tonight, she said, I'm going to burn the house and take the children and we're leaving. So he called up and said, I can't make it down there tonight. I can't do it anymore. And so I had a 5-piece horn section, and they had all the lyrics. They brought them over to my Hammond B3 and put them on the organ and said, you're the singer now.
Yeah, a lot of people I talk to, musicians and stuff, they taught themselves.
Yes. Actually, I learned from listening so much to albums and 78 RPM records and 45. You know,
I'll tell you what, they're making a comeback.
Yes.
I was at a
They
local.
are?
I was at a local music store, and there was a whole section of vinyl. And now they cost a little bit more nowadays, but yeah, all recent, you know, new artists and stuff like that. You would think maybe, you know, you would put out vinyl and they would have some of the older artists or whatever, but no, it's all new artists and stuff like that with older artists. Yeah, but it is making a
That's
comeback.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what? My mom and dad were they were the head of these teenage dances in this little town, but you know the place would be packed once again because you know people come from 40 miles away to come to these teen dances on Wednesday and Saturday night. And the thing is, they were head of the teenage club, and so they would do it at the American Legion home, and they bought a Wurlitzer jukebox. Now, by the way, this is when I was 6.
Okay.
I was taking up 15 cents per person at the door for them to get in.
That's not a bad cover.
No, and all of that money was used to buy new 78 RPM records because that's what the Wurlitzer jukebox would hold.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went to 45. They bought a new one, but the 78 RPMs, there were these booklets with sleeves in them, and you would put the 78 RPM vinyl into each one of those sleeves, and that is what they called an album.
Times have changed, huh?
Yeah, but we used to have tons of these albums.
Do you still have a lot of those albums? Do you still collect? Do you collect vinyl or anything like that?
Well, no, I don't really. I have no more room in my house to collect that kind of thing. But you know, when I was living in Louisiana, I had a lot of these things.
I thought I'd lost you there for a second. Are you on a cell phone?
I am.
Okay, yeah, you went dead for a second. I was like, oh no, I lost Bobby Kimball. You're back though.
You never will lose me.
That was going to ruin my day and my week for sure.
Oh man!
And all the people listening too.
Yeah. And by the way, I have your number on my phone, so no matter what.
Yeah, you're always welcome to give me a call, man. If you need a ride home, though, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. It's a long way to L.A.
Yeah, you can dig that.
So, hey, Bobby, do you write most of your songs?
Actually, now I do. But when I was with TOTO, and I haven't been with TOTO since 2008.
Mm-hmm.
One of our chief writers was David Page. He wrote most of the hits, like like Hold the Line and Rosanna, Africa, and he wrote the important ones. And but I write just about all of my stuff now. I don't refuse really great songs.
Do you do a lot of your work out of your home, as far as, playing your keyboards and writing songs?
Well, I rehearse. I have a grand piano and an electric piano in my living room, and I make sure the songs work very well. And that's basically what I do. I don't have a studio at my house because I don't want to live where I work.
I hear you. I was talking to Benjamin. I had him on the show for the second time, actually, the other day, and we were talking about, Benjamin Shelton. We were talking, we send each other a lot of emails, and we don't do a lot of talking on the phone because it's weird. I have a talk show, but yet I don't like talking on the phone. I guess it's like, it's like you said, when you're at home or whatever, you just like to relax or whatever.
There it is. I got to tell you, I've been touring so much for the past 4 years. I've never toured this much in my life. I'm leaving in 3 days again.
Yeah.
I'm going to Slovakia, Spain, and all over Scandinavia with my solo band from Stockholm, Sweden. They are a fantastic band. And anyhow, when I'm at home, I do like to relax, and I'm not here very often. For like the past 4 months, I've only been home for about 12 days.
Wow, that's got to wear on a body.
Well, and I just went through my 66th birthday, March 29th. But I'm loving my life and having so much fun. And I'm a happy individual. Do
you exercise? Do you work out or anything like that to keep in shape for the tour?
All of the above.
You got to, don't you?
Yes, and by the way, the tour is like exercise.
That was going to be my next statement. Yeah, the tour is probably just like exercise. How long a sets do you guys play?
Usually about right below 2 hours.
Well, that's a nice set.
So,
yeah, I've went to a few concerts here lately. They play like here at the local casino. I'm not going to say the band or anything, but they play for like 45 minutes. I was like, oh man, that's not very long.
Well, because of that, and because of the travel nature that we're going through, sometimes we're scaled down to about 3 hours sleep a night because we have to. After the show, we have to go out and take photos and sign autographs and everything. And then we get back to the hotel about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And if we have to travel after that, we got to get up at 6 and
so that
get out of there.
Yeah, that's got to be hard on you, man. That's got to be hard. That's hard on anybody. It's cool though. It's cool though that your band, you and your band, is fan friendly like that though, and signing autographs.
We do not. Just do this. I think it's kind of crazy to sell VIP tickets and charge people $100 or $400 to come backstage just to take a photo and shake hands. So we go into the audience.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool of you.
We make friends with the people because they came and paid to come in the concert, and they always do.
What's it like playing overseas? Is there any difference in playing outside the U.S. as opposed to playing inside the U.S.?
I do play some concerts in the U.S., but I say the majority, because my solo band is in Stockholm, Sweden. I play a lot of concerts around there, and I have another band down in South America. They're really fabulous, but I'm bringing my guitar player from my solo band in Sweden down there. The guitar player with the South American band is very good, but I'm bringing Tommy Denander. He's unbelievable, and he's been a good friend of mine for a very long time. I have another band in the Far East.
Now you're all over the place.
I have a band here in L.A.
Yeah. How do you get hooked up with bands like that all over the world?
Well, I've been friends with them, and first of all, in the Far East, I found that band through a friend of mine. It's the band called, their name is Zoo. And Arnel Pineda, who sings with Journey now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was his band.
Okay.
And, well, it wasn't his band. It was a band. And when he left to go and sing with Journey, this other guy, Neil Barfuela, he is at least as good as Arnell.
Okay.
Maybe better. But anyhow, I got in touch with them, and I got a tour booked in the Far East. I went over for 30 days. I did 22 dates in 30 days, all the way from the bottom of the Far East, Indonesia, to Malaysia, the Philippines, Guam, Vietnam, up to South Korea and Japan and China. I was 22 dates in 30 days.
Wow, it's got to be great to be able to see the world like that, man.
It was fantastic. I just absolutely love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be playing a lot in China soon because I'm going over to do a thing at this blues university they have there, and you know, I talked to this multi-billionaire who is the best friend of the new president of China.
Wow, it must be nice to be a multi-billionaire.
The guy seemed very happy, and I'll meet the new president of China. As a matter of fact, I just had dinner with the president of Hungary.
Wow, that's so cool, man.
Yeah, I've just come back from a tour. It was all over Scandinavia. I was all over Norway, Sweden, and Finland. Then I went down and played some concerts in Germany, and then I left by myself. I went to Budapest, and there was this huge concert there, and on stage I was up there singing, but Chris Thompson, who sang with the Manfred Mann Earth Band, or he still does actually,
mm-hmm.
and they had Chaka Khan, Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull, Jack Bruce from Cream. You know, they had several singers. There were 15 people on stage. The guitar player was Al Di Meola.
Yeah, that's a lineup right there.
Yeah, Al has been a friend of mine for about 20 years. But all of these people I've known for about 20 years.
So what do you do when you're off? I mean, I guess you travel so much. I mean, your vacations are considered as coming home?
That's exactly. I'm on vacation for 3 more days.
Now, also, I researched you a little bit. I was watching some YouTube videos, and me and you have a lot in common. Me and you and our wives, actually, because your wife actually is a part of, I guess you have a program called Saving Canine Lives, right?
That's correct. It's a dog rescue, and it's getting huge.
Yeah, my wife has been a part of rescues, and she has a cousin that's the same way, and I actually have 2 rescues in my house right now. So we're animal lovers, too.
That is wonderful. Why don't you have your wife contact mine?
Seriously? Because she
Absolutely.
will. She would freak out, Bobby.
Yeah, it's very easy. All she's got to do is send an email to the address on that page, and you know, we are connected now with a huge promoter down in South America, and he was so ready to get involved with Saving Canine Lives, and eventually. You know, we're working right now. Our nonprofit organization. We have a corporation for the dog rescue, and we're going to put together a television show. It's a reality TV show, and the guy down in South America said he would like to do one too, but it will be under the umbrella of Saving Canine Lives. And then, after I went to South America and did that, I went to France. Paris, France, and did a television show for about 20 million people. And the guy that booked me on that television show, I hooked him up with the guy in South America. Now he wants to bring Saving Canine Lives to Europe.
Well, that's great, man. That's great news.
So it's getting worldwide.
Yeah, and also I saw you at your house on another YouTube video. And I I was admiring your koi fish pond. I have a little garden
Isn't
pond
that a good
myself.
Really?
Yeah, but I was thinking about putting some koi fish in there, but I didn't know. I don't know, what it takes to raise them or anything. I haven't really looked into that or whatever. I was showing my wife, talking about my wife again, get some
Well,
brownie
again,
points. Anyway,
Watch your wife.
yeah,
Have your wife contact mine. Because my wife she's practically a koi fish doctor.
Yeah, I saw that. She said you was having trouble finding a doctor for your koi fish, and one of your koi fish ended up blowing up or something like that.
Oh man, yeah. But the thing is she knows how to cure everything in koi fish, and a lot of people bring they'll pack their koi fish in a cooler and bring them to a vet. The vets usually call her.
Really? So
Yeah.
she's that knowledgeable then.
Yeah, you need a marine biologist to deal with that, but she's been doing everything. Yeah. Now, I went 5 years in pre-med before I decided I wanted to be a musician instead of a doctor. And my minor in college was microbiology, and so when I left college, I bought a really, really expensive microscope. And I keep that with me at all times because I loved microbiology. And so I showed her how to use it. And she has become an expert on it.
I saw you down there, and them koi fish were coming up like dolphins. You were acting like you were kissing
Yes.
one of them, man, and that was so cool. My wife,
was.
Yeah, that was so neat.
The one that came out of the water and kissed me, her name is Willow. That's one of our older fishes. And Willow is such a sweetie. And she will always come about 5 inches out of the water and just give you a kiss right on the lips.
That's neat, man. How many koi fish you got in that pond? It looked like you had hundreds of them.
Well, there were, but we've scaled it down a little bit because knowing what my wife knows, each fish needs about approximately 100 gallons of water when they start getting the size of our fish, because our fish are about anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 feet long.
Okay, koi fish get kind of old too. They're one of the oldest living creatures that can be anyway. Live to be a ripe old age.
That is true. 150 to 200 years old, depending on their care.
I wish I had some of their genes.
I don't know if they sell blue jeans.
So what do you do outside of your music? As far as your hobbies, I know we're talking about your pets and stuff like that. Do you are you a fan of any TV shows, sports, or anything like that?
Well, what I do outside of music, I used to be the vice president of an insurance company when I was 23.
Mm-hmm.
And I love business. I really do. And at the moment, I'm on the board and a stockholder of this company called Natural Power Concepts, and it's a very good friend of mine for about 37 years maybe. He's brilliant. He's a great artist, architect. He designs airplanes. All of this. He's a modern day Da Vinci. And for the past 3 years, he has been developing and inventing new green energy machines. And I have to tell you, some of them don't even look like they're from planet Earth.
Technology these days.
They are so awesome. And I mean, they need no care, and they need no fuel, and it's all green energy, renewable energy, and it's some of the most energetic machines you've ever seen in your life.
Now, is there a website or anything like that people can go to check that out?
Well, this thing is just crawling out of the bag right now because 600 companies in India, they are building dams, and they're going to be using the water electronics that he's developed. Several countries in Africa are buying into a lot of his machines because in Africa they have a lot of gold, diamonds, oil, but they don't have a lot of electrical power.
Yeah.
So they're getting his machines, and you know, the stock is about to take off. It's really crazy.
Well, good luck with that. That sounds great, man. That sounds really interesting too.
Well, the luck is not part of it because it's already done. You know, we have 3 contracts with the U.S. military, and there are so many people involved. The CEO is also CEO of the World Wildlife Fund, and we have become very, very good friends because he's from Louisiana too.
Okay.
He grew up approximately where I did.
Hometown boys, huh?
Well, he lived a little out of my hometown, but he's got relatives in my hometown in Louisiana. And so since I met him, we have been on the phone so many times together because I love talking with him about him growing up because, you know, it's just like talking to your brother or a friend.
Yeah, you know where he's coming from.
Yeah. Especially the difference between Louisiana and California.
Oh, there ain't very big. There ain't that much of a difference, is there? That was sarcasm, by the way.
No, really, I love it. I love L.A. I love California, but I love Louisiana too.
Well, Bobby, we're almost out of time, but I want to let the fans know and everybody who's listening where they can go as far as social media and websites and get more information about you and your projects you got going on and your tour dates.
BobbyKimball.com.
That's simple, everybody. BobbyKimball.com. It's no Bobby Kimball 2, Bobby Kimball Music. It's BobbyKimball.com. He's got the monopoly on that, yeah.
But I got to tell you one other thing, too. I'm on the board of directors of a social media company.
All right.
And they're out of Canada. And they were built for musicians in the very beginning when they opened the door. It was only for musicians. And it was about the new music business. Mm-hmm. So they named it sort of after that. It's called newmubu.com. And it's NUMUBU, New Music Business.
All right.
And what's the cool thing is about it, other than most social media networks, is the fact that you have limitless friends. Unlimited friends. You can have 10 million people if you want. And you can put all the music, videos, and anything you want on this thing. And they will never, ever contact you about, you know, you can't do this or that, or you have to stop doing it. It doesn't matter. They go for everything.
Well, that sounds really cool. Yeah.
It is.
It's not like Facebook. You know, on Facebook, you can only have so many friends, and then, you know, they'd cut you off.
At 5,000.
Yeah.
I opened 4 Facebook pages at one time because by the time I would get to 5,000 people, I would already have 5,000 requests, and I'd open another one and it'd be full within 2 weeks.
Hey, Bobby, man, that's because you're so cool, man.
Well, you know, it's just, I'm having very, very much fun, and I'm happy as I've ever been in my life.
Well, you're traveling all over the world. You got good organizations. You know that you're backing, and it sounds like, man, you're having the time of your life.
I am my own agent and manager. That keeps me very busy.
Well, Bobby, man, thank you so much, man. You really made my day. I'll remember.
Well, Robert, my pleasure.
Yeah, man, I'll remember this for the rest of my life, and I'm sure fans are going to get a kick out of listening to you. And you're always welcome to come back on the show.
Absolutely, and you tell the fans I love them.
They heard it. They heard it from the man himself, Bobby Kimball. Thanks a lot.
Okay, my brother.
The 25th Hour Radio Show.